the power of crystals on dragon energy. I didn't expect it, that this was so strong for a dragon's energy, that this can do so many things with a dragon's energy, that I finally came to understand all of these stories of dragons inside of a crystal cave, inside of a crystal cave that they like to stay. The first time that I've ever discovered the energy of crystals was in the beginning of my path, when once I was on theme park. I loved amusement parks. I loved them very much. I loved roller coasters. I loved them all. But there was a dark ride, completely themed in crystals. Of course, that is only decoration. But there was a shop with real crystals. There were so many crystals every single where. I never saw a shop like this before, and I just wanted to stay there. I just didn't want to go out of it because it felt so much. I felt so much energy inside of this. I had to buy some, and this was one of them. This was also something that was triggering me. This energy that it had, and I wanted to experiment with this. What it does. Why am I so attracted to these crystals? And it seemed that it does a lot. It can even awaken your draconic energy even more if you focus on it. I discovered also the absorbing energy of crystals, and there are a lot of different kind of crystals. Of course, the one does more than the other. It all has a purpose, all has a meaning, and it's all, of course, made by nature. It's not only crystals that does a lot. It's actually stones in general that does a lot. Stones change over time. The older they get, the more energy they get. It is such as Stonehenge, for example. These stones in a circle were already, magical circles made by humans, but humans who understood the power of the stone, the power of the crystal, the power of what is inside of it. Such as, for example, this was just a brown stone. Now it's a white stone. Now it seems more. It starts to be more like a crystal, because it's for millions of years it had been inside of the sea for millions of years in the time of dinosaurs, and now it starts to be more like a crystal. Also, the energy reveals itself, the energy of these stones. It's like I said, it's all about nature. This as well, this also changed a lot. This stone was not always in the same shape as the same color as you see now. Stones as well. That is why on my dragon altar I love to have stones on it. Stones seem so, and also crystals, of course, crystals and stones, and it seems so much from the earth energy with a lot of magic that needs to be understood, needs to be experimented with. And I love experiments inside of my path. And actually the first type of witchcraft that I ever did with a green, this was a green one. The first experiment that I ever did was dark energy, dark dragon energy, completely dark. I had this stone inside of my hand, and I was manipulating it with all the darkest emotions that I ever had: hate, fear, pain, even everywhere, everything that is negative. I just wanted to see what happens with this stone. Somewhere I wanted to experiment with dark dragon energy inside of it, but later I found out that this was indeed absorbing everything. So now if you donate this stone with all of the energy that you donate to this stone, if you donate this to someone else and let this person have their hands closed on this stone, then this will eventually spread everywhere around them, surrounding them, because this has spiritual energy. This also, if you manipulate all of these stones with dark or light energy, if you donate this to someone else, then this is going to have effect also on this other person. But this as well can have so much effect on your draconic spirit and your draconic energies that is by your side, the dragons by your side, because just as much as draconic witchcraft or just your mind, this is helping us. the crystals are helping us to manipulate gates, to manipulate also to open the gates, to also find the dragon. This also finds energies, because this is like a magnet for energies. I came to find out that of course, not every crystal is the same, but most actually crystals are very, very absorbing, and as well as that they have to find a way through your dragon. I mean, yeah, that was indeed in the beginning of my path. This was revealing, to say at least. So I love to have stones and crystals on my altar, because it helps us. It helps us manipulating. It helps us inside of the magic. It helps us also to search and to find whatever we are looking for. So that is why also as well as healing, it heals. It heals the soul. It heals the spirit. Whenever you are a wreck, I mean, whenever you have too much dark energy, then of course the stone can take it away. Because I donated my dark energy, but I was freed from it. I didn't have any dark thoughts or energy after it. I donate single thing that I had of dark energy inside of this stone. Of course, I was giving it to someone else, and now this person, oh my goodness, this my first experiment was to say at least it was succeeding. Oh my goodness, so much dark energy that was completely around this person, and I felt bad. I felt guilty for this, because I didn't had any idea how strong crystals are. And it was just an experiment. I said, well, maybe there would be something that would happen to this person, but this I never expected. This is why crystal and dragon energy belong together. That is why a lot of dragons that I feel, a lot of dragon stories as well, that they and of course that they stay inside of a crystal cave. A crystal cave, because dragons and crystals are actually one. It's a lot of energy that crystals can handle. Dragon energy is of course one with the crystals, but also the stones themselves. The stones, not only the crystals, but the stones as well, are very powerful tools. There was a video game that I had back in the day about a purple dragon, a certain purple dragon. It was not the first ones. The first games seemed a bit silly, but I came to imagine that this purple dragon awakened a lot of kids back in the day that loved dragons, that loved to play as a dragon, not to kill a dragon, such as in other games, because I was afraid to have games with dragons in it, because most of the time you have to destroy them, because misunderstanding and such things like this. So Spyro, the Legend of Spyro, so it was called, and that is also when you had to heal yourself, when you had too much damage, and when you had not enough power to fight against others, then you needed crystals to charge yourself up. You needed crystals for your elemental energies and your healing, and this is true. Everything that actually happened inside of these games, the guardians of each element that they can create, that they can use, and all of this manipulation, that they can do magic, and that they can even heal themselves with crystals. Whatever Spyro said to Sparks was, why did you hit it? Why did you hit all of these crystals? I don't know. I just felt that I had to hit them, and once I did, it felt like the power of 1,000 suns went through me. Even it is a video game for families. Everything that happened in this, I mean, the developer, the creator of this game, he knew much more. He was probably on the dragon's path, or else you just don't know things like this. I was so impressed with the story of this, the story of being on the other side, where the Dark Lord, which is also a dragon, was trapped in the other side, in some kind of a realm that yeah, the realm like Leviathan's void inside, trapped inside of it. It was just amazing, so much reality. Yet it was about, it was a family game, but it was so much right. So yeah, crystals, the power of 1,000 suns coming through the soul of the dragon. It is something like this, because that is what I also felt in this shop, in this gift shop, filled with all of these crystals and all of these stones. Stones have energy. That is why also I felt this energy inside of a circle in England. Once I was on a visit in England, I came across the rollright stones. It was also a circle of stones. I went in the middle of it, and yet it has a lot of energy, so much energy, and I didn't expect this from stones. But stones and crystals, they are nature. It's nature. It's all based on nature, and that is why I love nature. I mean, these trees, I don't see them as lifeless objects. I see them as living monuments. So beautiful as it, and also trees and everything that you can see. You can use everything on your dragon's path, everything to search for your dragon. I mean, crystals can look for your own spirit that lives within you. As a draconic spirit that lives within you, it can search it down. It can let you feel your draconic spirit. And even the dragons by your side, they can reveal everything, because this has energy, and it will react on the energy that you have, like some kind of a sponge. It is so much. It is absorbing, constantly absorbing energies, especially energy of the dragon. Even though it was something that I didn't understood very much, but there is so much to understand, to reveal on the dragon's path, so much to experiment with. Don't be afraid to experiment inside of your path. Don't be afraid. There is nothing that can hurt you. Of course, there can be gates open that shouldn't be open, but eventually, you know what you have. On the dragon's path, you develop dragon scales. And dragon scales are your best protection against dark energies if you open up a gate. And this also, stones and crystals can help you to develop all of these dragon scales. You might wonder yourself how to protect yourself against dark energies. Well, actually, fire with fire. Because you have these scales, use them. It will eventually not hurt you that much. So, and once you feel dark energies going against you, then of course crystals can very much help you to heal and to chase away all of these darknesses. Darkness that attacks the dragon can be chased away with crystals. But because it strengthens up your soul, but also strengthens up your dragon scales around you, and also strengthens up the dragons that are surrounding you. They will eventually also protect you, but they need, of course, energies. Not only the energies from you, but the energies of the earth, the energies as well as the absorbing power of crystals and stones. And that is also the reason why I want stones everywhere on my altar, because it has power. It has power, it creates life. It's one of the elements of Tiamat. It's Tiamat that is purely inside of the earth, and the earth is stones, and that is also the dragon's cave inside of. I mean, they are constantly surrounded. What can help them? What can help the dragon? Because they need energies. They need the energies of the earth. They need energies of nature. Some people wonder why I am so fearful when someone goes against nature, when someone cuts away trees, when I say, yeah, whatever is happening to us now with all of these floods, well, maybe it's a response that we should not destroy nature. respond that is just too little for our minds to understand. Maybe we should respect nature. Maybe we should let a tree stand. Maybe we just have to understand it, just the same as we have to understand the power of stones and the power of crystals and everything that can help us inside of the dragon's path. A search for the dragon, a search also for the power that you have within you, a search of what you can do. I experiment with this and experiment with everything, and it seems that everything of nature can help you, but especially crystals. Use a crystal. If you can be the owner of a crystal, if you can buy some if you can, of course, if you can buy one, just experiment with this. You will see that a crystal indeed has a lot of connection with the dragon. My brothers and sisters, be blessed.